These days, Mick Jagger's face may look as though it needs a good iron. But back in the 60s, he was the hottest thing on two legs when he took to the stage as the gyrating and twitching frontman of the Rolling Stones. Teenagers of both sexes were given to screaming their lungs out as he pouted and pranced his way through numbers like Little Red Rooster and I Can't Get No Satisfaction. Mick said himself, "My dancing is pretty basic sexuality. What I do is much the same as a girl's striptease dancer." The Stones' brand of blues-based rock and roll would work audiences around the world into a frenzy, and gigs during their European and US tour of 1964 frequently erupted into violence. Things got particularly ugly at a gig in Holland, where fans started tearing up the place and throwing bits of furniture before ambulances arrived to take away the injured. Of course, none of the controversy did any harm to Mick's blossoming image as a sex symbol, nor did his high-profile romance with model and singer Marianne Faithfull. When he and Keith Richards were arrested on drugs charges after a police raid on Keith's home in West Sussex in 1967, the notoriety only added to Mick's celebrity, with reporters camped outside the courthouse during his trial, which ended in a 3-month sentence for possessing amphetamines. He was set free upon appeal after Williams Rees-Mogg from The Times criticised the court's decision by adapting a quote from Alexander Pope and asking, "Who breaks a butterfly on the wheel?" After his release, he shrugged off the responsibility of role model that the press seemed so eager to pin on pop stars. He rejected the idea of using his celebrity to push any kind of political or social agenda.
I've never done that in any way, over anything, over religion, over drugs, over politics, over anything. I've never, because I don't consider myself knowledgeable enough or a responsible enough leader.
Indeed, he wasn't. On the day the Stones were due to finish recording You Can't Always Get What You Want, he was busted again for possession of cannabis resin when the police raided his and Marianne's home in London. After that, he pretty much cleaned up his act on the drugs front, and since then, most of the controversy surrounding Mick Jagger has been confined to his busy love life. After his split with Marianne came a fling with singer Marsha Hunt, which produced a daughter. Then in 1971, he married his female look-alike Nicaraguan model Bianca Perez. According to Bianca, the striking resemblance certainly hadn't been lost on Mick, who felt he was looking into a mirror when they met. Over the years, his famous conquests have included Carly Simon, Chrissy Shrimpton, and former Brazilian model Luciana Gimenez Morad. Since splitting up with supermodel Jerry Hall in the late 90s, Mick's penchant for larger-than-life lovers has led him into the arms of 6'4" model-turned-designer Loren Scott. At 24 years her senior, and after more than 40 years of giving his all on stage, one wonders how he can possibly keep up.
You know, I was very blessed with having a lot of energy ever since I was a kid, and, you know, and being very active, and my parents always encouraged me to keep, you know, in good shape and stuff. And I've always been very energetic, and I don't think, you know, I would feel bad about doing a show if I wasn't really fit to do it.
However he does it, he and his fellow geriatrics have proved they can still run rings around younger pretenders to the title of greatest rock band in the world. In 2008, their Bigger Bang album delivered them their biggest chart success since 1970, and their accompanying world tour finished up raking in nearly $660 million to become the highest grossing tour in history. And while Mick may have embraced respectability enough to accept a knighthood for his contribution to music, it isn't time to scale the scrap heap yet.
Well, I'm sure they will, but I'm not right there yet, so I'm enjoying what I'm doing, so that'd be great. I'm really not worrying about when I'm stopping.
He knows it's only rock and roll, but he likes it.